is.
What it is, big man? Are you alive and kicking?
Nah, I'm alive. I can't complain. Well, I can actually complain. I complained a lot last week, so this week I'm chilled. I'm chilled.
I feel like this week is my turn to complain because so much. And it's just a lot of yeah. I think if I wanted to quit sports,
I have. I've been there. Why? Ronaldo ka cellphone.
Oh, that's the least of my work. I actually think Ronaldo should leave, to be honest, because this is just it's ridiculous now.
It's long. Yeah.
I think it's like we can't be like, I get it. He's Ronaldo. He's like the second best player of all time, but
he's the GOAT. Baba, please.
He's the second best player of all time, but ultimately, like, it's turning into a saga, and it's the way United does things, which I think it beggars football logic. Sometimes there's no football logic behind it. It's just a bunch of commercial guys winging it, to be honest. And I'm just like, bro, he's 37. He wants to go. The only tricky thing is that no one wants him. I think that's the sad part, right?
No. So it's not that no one wants him. The issue is his wages. He needs to come down.
No one wants him at those wages.
Yes, absolutely. He's too expensive. It's too expensive, and not everybody's Manchester United with money to launder. So
but the thing is,
it's difficult.
He took a pay cut to come to United, right?
Wow.
He took a pay cut to come to United.
Juventus has got that type of money?
No, but that's why Juventus were happy to let him go, because it was like, yo, hi.
Yeah.
We're not, like, we've got this guy, we're paying him so much money, we're not even winning the league. So,
and you know what's funny?
Like,
if you're Ronaldo, you make more money commercially than you do on the pitch. And you have money for life. He's not going to be able to spend the amount of money that he's made and will continue to make. He's not going to finish it. And it's like, if the World Cup is around the corner in a few months' time, don't you want to just be like, okay, let me go play for, Chelsea, or let me go play for Arsenal, or, a team that's actually going to be a good fit for you, could use you, and you get fit for the World Cup, like, why don't you do that? And then just be like, you know what, I'll play minimum wage. Because like in the NBA, for example, a player like Ronaldo, right? If they're let go for free from their club, like if they're a free agent, they can sign on for what is called the veterans minimum, which would be like, a $2 million contract or whatever, when we all know technically this guy could get 10 million or 15. But if it's like a LeBron, a Kobe, or whoever, right? And we know, no, you've made money for days, dog, but you just want to play on this team for example, LeBron James, his son is going to be in the NBA in the next 2 to 3 years, right? So LeBron would be happy to sign on the veterans minimum for a team that drafts his son, because he's going there because he wants to play basketball with his son. He won't be like, hey, I'm LeBron James, I still command 15 to 20 million a year, because no team is going to take him paying him 15 to 20 million a year, so that's
I don't think
the issue.
I don't think he gets that. I don't think to be honest, I don't think Ronaldo actually wants to leave United. He just wants to play in the Champions League, right? So the moment we didn't make top 4, it was late. It was like, okay, so I must now leave. But then you look at everyone else, it's like, okay, I'll go to Atletico, like, no, we don't want your ass. Chelsea, Tuchel said, no, really, this is not what I need. City last season were also, I think, apparently not even in for him like that. And then where does he go? Sporting won't pay his wages. Even if he comes down, I don't think he can come down to a level that they'll be comfortable with. So it's a tricky one. All the teams that can afford him don't want him, and the only other ones is what United. And United, he doesn't want to stay there, and also it's just
so he's like the slay mama that everyone knows. Low is expensive, and it's like chief, I'm good.
Like, I know,
it's like
you can let them.
okay.
They can have you. Streets can have you.
Yeah, no, me and Bali are cool here, dog. We don't, Kanye, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
But wait,
But like, yeah.
let's do the intro before I go into the next thing that upset me.
Okay. Wow, look at you. See, I got carried away with football talk. We don't even know. For our new listeners, we're like, oh my god, what is this thing? Welcome back, guys. It's another episode of 6 Foot Weights, your favorite hour, your favorite cheese boys. My name is Tabo.
My name is Senna.
Yeah, and we back again to rant and bitch and moan because that's what Indota must do. What's next on your list of complaints, Mr. Moy?
Ferrari. My next on the list of complaints is Formula One. For people who Ferrari is very similar to Man United in the way they run. I think that's the most frustrating thing because I can pick up these traits and it's exactly the same. It goes Ferrari,
so PTSD.
Yeah, Nyabona nje, it's all the same. Right down to even locally, I go Kaizer Chiefs. I just see the same issues with all these establishments which were once great, which once dominated the area of sports, right? So, for Formula One racing, basically car racing, right? It's every Sunday, or not every Sunday, every second Sunday there's a Grand Prix, and we all watch our teams race against each other, right? So the way it works, a manufacturing company sponsors a team, and the team races. And then what do the manufacturers, what do they get? Like Abo, Ferrari and Mercedes, they just get like branding and marketing from it, right? From the sport. And then the more successful, they do. You get like good marketing, and then the more successful you are, you win prize money and stuff, right? So
yeah.
Ferrari is the most successful team historically in F1, right? So from the beginning, they're the one they've won the most races, they won the most podiums,
got the most championships,
everything. And they haven't won a championship since 2007, right? It's a mixture of reasons.
Really?
Yeah, mixture of reasons. It's been
wow.
rough. So Schumacher retired, I think 2005-06, and then Kimi Räikkönen won it 07. They haven't won it since, even though they've had like good drivers. They've had Alonso, they've had Vettel. They've been promising years which amounted to nothing. And in any event, it's just been up and down, right? Now, over the past few years, we could sort of excuse it because maybe the cars weren't as great. Maybe Mercedes and Red Bull got a bit better in engineering and they produced faster cars, right?
Yeah.
But not this year. This year, Ferrari has the fastest car. Maybe Red Bull comes close, like with straight line speed, but over a championship, Ferrari had the fastest car. Like, if you think about it, you're like, this season we should be cooking. And it started off great, right? Won the first 2 or 3 Grand Prix. And then after that, it's just been disaster, bro. Like, the team's just fallen off. Like to an extent where we're leading the championship. Now we are trailing it by 80 something points, I think.
No, Winston. It's peak for years. It's peak fumbling there.
And this weekend,
it's peak fumbling.
This past weekend was an easy win. Easy win, right? You start off on the grid second and third, and you think, okay, cool. Red Bull was I think 9 and 10, so they were like far behind. So you're thinking, okay, this weekend is our weekend, right? Expected to win 1-2. I think for some reason their tire strategy was just way off, and they basically handed the win to Red Bull without going into the specifics for the nerds who understand it, the more general people maybe not. But in my head I'm just like,
it is wild that Ferrari has last won in 2008. It is
15 years.
Crazy, dog. Wow. So literally, look at a Liverpool.
It's a Liverpool thing, and the shitty thing, right? There have been years when we've generally had good cars. Like 2012 with Alonso, that was a good car with a good driver. 2018 and 17 with
Yeah.
Vettel. That was a good car and a good driver. And then somewhere along the line, it's like
Yeah.
in football terms, it's 90th minute, you're looking for a goal, and then you decide to sub off Ronaldo and throw in Harry Maguire to get your equalizer. Everyone can tell that it's a bad idea. And then Ferrari,
Wow.
always afterwards, they're always surprised. Like, we don't know what happened. We thought it would be good, but we don't understand how it didn't work out.
No, so I think Ferrari has had two issues, right? Two separate issues. Number one would be car issues. Genuine, it's not the team's fault. Like, something has happened with the car, the power unit. So two races I can put to the power unit because it affected Sainz. Was that one race?
It was
really sad. Where one by one,
and
Sainz
Leclerc.
and Charles
Yes.
retired. So those two, okay, fine, whatever. Everyone has one of those every so often, right? Even Red Bull. But the one where it was inexcusable, obviously, was the ones where it's now strategy, where it's like, why are you calling the guy into the pit lane? And all of a sudden, because there's even a clip of Lewis and George and Max being like, oh, how did they put the hards on for this guy? It's like, why would you put the hard tires on? And everyone is like, bro, like,
For
it's
those
just
who don't know,
kinda-
hard tires
it's
are the really
self-sabotage.
slow tires.
And you can see,
But they're meant to
like-
last long and then warm
yeah,
up.
because again, they meant to last longer, but then on a track with cooler temperatures, they're not gonna stick as much as the softs or the mediums. So usually most teams will always have mediums ready, right? That's what most teams will prefer over softs, over hards, depending on. But like, it's just the strategy where it's like, even me, who I'm not, I can debate with people on basketball strategy and football strategy all day long. Formula One, I listen to the commentary, right? But even me, I was like, Chief, you're putting on hards. It's like, so that's where you have a big problem, where people like Ottawa can just be like, I don't know. And then, poor Charles is trying to defend from cars that he's faster than, but just have better grip and traction. Because again, racing is all about, how tight can you make your turns, and how much burst and speed do you have out of a turn, out of an exit. So all these things, and it's just like, shit, it's and you just handed the victory to Red Bull, where they started 10th on the grid, bro. Max was number 10, and it's just but anyway, I don't want to get upset over F1. I used to be a Ferrari fan like all my life, but I think after the scandal of last year, I'm now a Mercedes fan. It was just to see the heartbreak in person, and I couldn't, like, because again, I've always been a casual fan of F1, right? Just, I like to watch cars race. I'm a car fan, but the emotional attachment came last year, where I was like, nah, fam, I need to see Lewis on the podium. Like, I've tried to keep supporting Ferrari now that they're back this year, because they were shit for the years. I was like, yay, Ferrari. And I was like, rolling my eyes at Mercedes, right? For the last, I jumped back on Formula One, I think since 2017 or so. I was hardcore Ferrari, and they were fucking around. And even there was that like you said, the season, was it 2017 or 2018?
2018.
A really solid car with Vettel. And I can't remember.
It was again, it was Vettel and
but like,
Leclerc.
solid.
No, it wasn't Leclerc. Leclerc joined 2019. Before Vettel was Kimi Räikkönen.
It was someone else.
Yeah, it was Kimi and Vettel.
Was it Kimi?
And before that was Alonso.
Yeah, maybe.
And there was Alonso and Massa.
Yeah, because I remember they had that whole iconic Lokuzen at Singapore where they crashed into each other or whatever. But anyway, yeah, so they had inter-team squabbling. But anyway, like, my point is, I was heavy on the Ferrari back then, and now I'm just kind of, I know it's Team Mercedes, man. Like, me and Mrs. Maposa were firmly behind Lewis, or rather me, Mrs. Maposa, and Madiba are firmly behind Lewis Hamilton. But yeah, let's get into some topics real quick. I found this thing on Twitter, which is real interesting, fam. I think someone tweeted us about Black Panther. But anyway, we'll go back into that at the end of the pod. So this thread, my wife sent it to me because I travel a lot, right? And she sent me this thread, and I was just like, wow, such propaganda. But, Toa, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is wild. Toa, did you know in the Middle Ages, in a French city, women would put in the morning slight poison in the breakfast of their husbands. And then when they returned home late at night, they gave them the antidote. So so this poison wouldn't harm human beings, I guess. So in case the men didn't come home or were elsewhere, and the antidote was delayed, the men got headaches, nausea, shortness of breath, depression, wow, vomiting and pain. The more the man was away from home, the
How?
the sicker that he was. Then, when he returned home, unknowingly, his wife gave him the antidote and he was better in a few minutes. With this trick, men were scammed because when they imagined being away from home, they would think about the pain and the depression, so they would become attached to their homes and their wives. Scam. It's absolute scam. This is madness. Imagine the mind fuck of being like, yo, why am I so sick? And then as soon as you get home, it gets better. Like, obviously, if she does that over a period of like a month, it's like Pavlov's dog. At that point, you're trained into always wanting to be home, dog. Like, wow.
So,
I don't know, man.
I hope people are not trying that in this day and age.
This is
That's
wild.
like proper assault. But then I'm just thinking now, right? So with something along those lines, in this day and age and in this generation, right? So you go away. Are there people that are genuinely leaving their homes with their partners or their wives there and not sleeping at home without an explanation?
No, but I mean, I feel like, for example, if maybe the in the poison, starts working after like 9 to 10 hours, so by then one should be back from work, right? But if you're like, right, I'm gonna go have drinks with the boys, and I'm gonna chill out, and that's another 2-3 hours that you're not at home, then
Okay.
all the shit starts.
I
hitting you, bruh.
I imagined
And like,
I
I'm
imagine
go
it would be
home.
more along the lines of laba who like umdabuye phuma out umdabuye from 2 a.m. or whatever it is, because you've decided to go crash by Margaret's house or Susan or whoever, right? And then when you feature back, it's when you realize, okay,
Yeah.
or I'm sick or whatever it is.
And then I mean, it's a lot, because even if you're trying to hit up a sneaky link, imagine, but you can't even do anything because now you're just
Shortness
like,
of
I'm
breath.
sick. It's very effective, very very effective.
That's powerful. That's some powerful
Yeah, I
stuff.
know. Gunzin. I know. Very dangerous stuff. But anyway, moving right along, I see here the IG CEO. I don't even know his name, but he released a statement. Isn't that
Yeah.
video that was on Twitter that was
Yeah,
circulating?
yeah,
where he was
that's the
talking
one.
about the changes. What you were just trying. Siyacela, be patient, bazalwane. Like, IG's just been doing a lot lately. I think it's been pissing me off. Like, there's times when I log in and my format was different, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, so and it's like, at least the one good thing about Snapchat, right? Snapchat will tell you, oh, we've changed this, right? And you don't have to be struggling. Like, oh, okay, so your messages are now going to be here. Oh, okay, cool, sharp, right? You get a little video or a little message with the update. IG is not doing that, and it's like, why are you out here beta testing? And even with beta, like, at least let me know,
Yeah.
hey, this is the beta version of IG, so that I know. But I think it pisses consumers off more, users off more, when it's just in J. It's happened, and I don't even know what's going on, and I don't remember updating my phone. Like, it's just like, anyway. But yeah, what was your take on his?
So he said a lot, right? So I think the first thing he said was that they're experimenting with different things. So the first was that Instagram is moving away from being a photo sharing app, and they're trying to steer more towards video,
from photos,
because based
Videos.
on the evidence, people are now posting on the feed videos and reels more than they're posting actual photos, which is true, because nowadays, to be honest, I'm probably still one of the only people that has like a whole freaking feed with photos. Curiously, people jump on Instagram, create an account, they don't even have photos on the feed or on the page, right? It's just stories. Like, I know people who just have Instagram to post stories. Then you go on the profile, you look at posted photos, maybe it's just 1 or 2 or 3 or yeah, like it's not even anything.
Yeah. That's creepy.
But I think a lot of people are doing that now, because there's no, I don't know, people aren't doing the whole feed thing anymore. And I'll come to the reasons why. But so he said, no, we're moving away from photos and we're trying to encourage more videos. But I think that's just because they're trying to compete with TikTok. So the moment TikTok came with the short 15-minute video format, and it just took off, right? Everyone was just creating content.
15 seconds, boy.
15 seconds. And 10.
Yeah, you said 15 minutes.
Oh, 15-second video format. My bad.
Yes.
So they've come through with that, and then obviously that took off in popularity. What would happen? Yes. People would come to Instagram to post TikTok videos, which was disrespectful. And then they came with Reels. So now people are making Reels, they're posting Reels and stuff like that, and there's a lot of content creation. People are trying different things, and it's fun, which is cool. But then it just means that the essence of why Instagram was founded, or why people join Instagram, is lost, right? So Kadesi, now I jump on, it's just video after video after video. Most of them.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think? But real quick before I ask you the question, the people who have like 2 pictures on the IG is like, chief, like you are the reason for this problem. It's you. But anyway, add us and let us know if you're one of those people that on IG you have no pictures, like 1 picture, or, most people have 1 or 2 or 3 mostly, right? And then that's it. And then you're just posting on IG, or even worse, if you have like 1 picture and you don't post even on your story. Why are you there, fam? That's creepy. Like, bring something to the table. Don't just come and be a stalker. But anyway, add us and let us know if you're any one of these types of users, so that we can shame you in public. But my question to you
properly,
with regards to them changing and adding all of these changes, do you think they're trying to avoid being, Nokia, being Motorola, or who are these guys, BlackBerry, where this is where the world was moving, this is what the majority want, but because we're Instagram, it's all about pictures, and then we live and die with just pictures only. Do you think they're just trying to evolve in a way that is like, okay, we want to stay relevant and keep users happy? And then also, it's kind of ironic because no one is, or a lot of people aren't happy. So what do you? Anyway, my question is, do you think that they're trying to stay relevant essentially with this, and is it the right move?
I think they are trying to stay relevant. So the way I view these social media apps, right? I view Facebook as kind of the original, like the godfather of social media. Facebook will always have users.
Number one. No, not Facebook number one, but it's the one that really did it big. The other ones were all MySpace, Mixit. I'm saying, I was talking about the predecessors. The predecessors didn't really snap like that.
Yeah, but I think Facebook is like what I call the godfather of social media platforms, right? So they'll always stay popular in terms of the way it's very versatile, right? And it allows people to keep track with family members and whatever, right? So maybe we may not be as active on Facebook as most people, but in the most remote places in the world, people are still jumping on Facebook and right?
And our parents and
our
uncles
parents and So
they're within Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook will stay popular. And then I think Instagram was then meant to be the place where you go to just do photos without the long posts and the motivational scriptures and the word and all these things that people posted on Facebook. You go to Instagram to post pictures and your cool experiences and whatever, and it was cool, right? I think once other little apps emerged, they were always scared that they'll get left behind, by the content creation and all the different things that people are doing. You know, Snapchat with all its filters, TikTok with all its cool little features with the video stuff. Twitter's different. Twitter's more like it was intended to be a news platform, and it's now just a discourse central place.
Yeah, no, I don't think Twitter is a competitor.
Yeah, so I do think there was that fear Owiti will get left behind. But I think if you look at all the other social media apps, they've stayed true to their purpose and their essence, right? So Facebook hasn't changed much from when I downloaded it 14, 15 years ago, right? It's still the same. You post what's on your mind, you post a picture, people like it, they comment, whatever. You have friends, friend requests, blah, blah, blah. Maybe there's no more poke button. You remember back when people used to poke?
Yo, that was used to
Twitter has
flirting back in the day, bro.
Twitter has remained in essence the same. It hasn't changed much except improved the user experience, right? So they've increased the character limits a little bit. You're not able to thread, but it's still in that news format, right?
Yeah,
which is really nice. And then TikTok came as a video platform. It's still a video platform. They've just improved over time. So I think there is room to argue that if they hadn't changed and just improved the experience, it would still be cool. But I think they've just tried to just add so many different things and compete with everyone else. It's like, my guy, I can go to TikTok to watch cool videos. I don't need
exactly, because they're not doing it as well as who they're trying to fight with, right? So with the reels and stuff like that, I think TikToks still are more. It seems like a more user friendly app for TikTok to create creators to create videos and share the random audios, like lip syncing and stuff like that. So TikTok is still the go-to place for that. And if you're looking at Snapchat filters, I think Snapchat filters are still the better ones, although IG is that whole filter thing, I don't use it that much, but like it just looks long, bro. It's like, how do you even yet the Snapchat one just looked simple and it was straightforward. So on those things that it tries to copy from others, it's like it's not that great. The only thing that's really stuck around, I guess, and has become a part of IG was when I don't think IG used to have stories, and then they took stories from, I think, who did they take it from? Was it Snapchat? Yeah, I think it was Snapchat.
Wasn't it Snapchat?
Snapchat was the first one to have stories, Snapchat. I think, and they incorporated that, so that stuck because people always upload to their stories and stuff. But like, I just think if you're going to incorporate things, do it better, but don't be mediocre or not as good, as where I can just get it, the original product. And that's where my beef is with IG, and I think that's why people are complaining to say, hey, I don't like these, because no one would complain if the changes were dope. Like, no one has a dope update and says, oh, this sucks, like, for example, emojis, right? On iPhones, on and I think on any phone now with emojis, you can, on WhatsApp, you can have them as different races, right? I think in any app now on WhatsApp, on iPhones, you can change your emoji to the yellow, to white or black, or dark black, and literally do whatever you want to do with that. So no one has ever complained about, oh my god, like I can now have, what I mean? Like, that's a dope update. It's like, I like that. So updates, are not it's not people that are always anti-updates, but if the updates suck, then yes, I will be anti-update, because it doesn't make any sense. Like, why if I like my user experience the way that it is, then let's keep it that way. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No one is complaining. And then now, like, I think the biggest complaint is like the non-chronological timeline, and that's annoying for me.
Yes, there was something else that
the suggestions
addressed in the video.
Like, bruh, come on, I don't want these suggestions.
So in the with regards to the suggestions that you just mentioned, so what he said was, and this is in quotes, right? One thing I hear a lot of people asking to see is more friend content on the feed. I'd love for there to be more friend content in the feed, but all the growth in photos and videos from friends has been in stories and in the DMs and more than the actual feed. We will continue to show photos of your friends towards the top of the feed whenever we can, but the best way to keep up with friends seems to be with other parts of Instagram, such as DMs and stories. That said, if you want to make sure to never miss anything from a friend or from any account for that matter, add that to your favorites and it will show their feed post at the top of your feed. Now, the suggestions thing that you mentioned, Tabo, my issue with it, right, is there was a so Instagram had an explore button, right? So whereas you had your home, which was all the people you follow and all the people that you know and your friends and your family and whatever, and then you had the explore button, which was all the trending stuff and your interests based on your likes. So I had the option, if I wanted to go see the suggestions and the things that I don't follow or don't like. And you guys can confuse me if I'm misunderstanding how the app works, but I think that's how it worked. And then all of a sudden they started bringing in the elements from that explore function onto the main feed,
the timeline.
And then all of a sudden I see now that, and then that's when I stopped following celebrities on social media, on like Instagram, because those are the posts that I'll see all the time. I'll be like, if I follow Chris Rock post this, and then my friend who just got married post down at the bottom. I'm like, how? 3 days ago, this is when you and it wasn't chronological anymore. It was now prioritizing the most popular posts as opposed to the one that I want to see. And I think that was their move away from being people sharing a social network app to more content creators world, right? And Tina, we're now just content consumers, right? So it's now just it's now an app for influencers. It's now an app for models and people trying to push an online brand. And Tina, we're now just consumers who can't participate in it. Because that was a trend that I saw. Then I was like, okay, no, fine. If this is what it is, then I'm just gonna unfollow all these popular people that because you know when you start off on a social media app, you just follow all the celebrities that you like. But if that ends up being all the content you see, I was like, no, man, like unsubscribe, unfollow, and then that got rid of it for a while. Instagram then decided, okay, no, we're just going to bring that explore thing to your main feed. People that you don't know, don't care about will push that as suggested posts because you like Man United. I'm going to show you a goal from 2016. I'm like, no, I don't need to see this. Like, I don't need to see anything. I just want to see my friends here. If I want to explore, I'll explore.
Exactly. I think they just need to keep it separate. Like, keep the explore page. Put all your bullshit there, right? Because I will, occasionally go through my explore page and be like, yo, what's poppin'? I'll see random NBA videos and, all these different posts of stuff that I like, right? And cool, sharp. But like on the main tier, let me just see people that I know or people that I'm interested in who I follow. That's what I want to see. That's all I want to see. Not this, hey, just because you liked, this post about, what's this, husbands being ordered by their wives or whatever. Now it's like all this shit. It's like, oh, bro, like, come on. Like, for every
because you like
good video, it'll get right. It's like 10, it gets wrong. It's like,
it is the worst. For every gym video that you like, we're going to show you all these fitness influencers that have page and are creating content, and we're gonna just push those onto you, suggested post.
And then if you check, if you click on an ad now, so like I'll randomly click on like a car ad from like a company that might be selling a car or whatever, because like or just because I like cars, like there'll be one for rent a Lamborghini or whatever, and I'll click on that. I'm like, ooh, let me see, right? And then I'm like, okay, I've covered my interest for this moment. Now the rest of my ads are car rentals, supercar rentals. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like it's just long, bro. Like they're ruining the experience for sure. Like even Twitter's starting this nonsense of like, in the comments of a tweet, they now put advertisements there.
Ads.
Like, why?
Yeah, they put ads there.
Why? Right, like,
well, good. So one of the defenses that he posts for the whole why they're pushing a lot of friend content onto your main feed is apparently because people are no longer posting stuff on their main feed. So which comes back to the people that Tabo was shaming. These guys
these guys
okay,
now we're coming full circle.
Yes, we're coming full circle now. So he says the issue is Then we have a lot of people that, my little sister is one of them. Mtogo was also guilty of them. Go on Mtogo's Instagram. Because...
No, Mtogo's got hella pictures.
I think Mtogo's...
Or did he delete them? He had hella pictures.
Let me see. Hold on. He's got 20 posts. No, Shem, after fatherhood has been good to him. Look at his post before fatherhood. Look at his post before.
Yo,
before fatherhood,
justice, baby.
But before fatherhood, there was one post a year. Literally. 2018, 2017, and then he'd be out. So, anyways, I digress.
Yeah, literally, petty. Yeah, he was part of the problem.
Yeah, it was part of the. But anyways, those people have like 1 or 2 photos. So the Instagram CEO is saying, no, the reason why you guys are seeing a lot of content from influencers and stuff on your main feed is because people aren't just posting photos anymore.
I'm going to start naming and shaming it. Okay, so I've seen Tembi's looks fine. 169 posts. That's fine. That's good. Okay. Pana is at 600. No, that's good. Yeah, you want our right level. Let's see, Lindo. 4.
Lindo is one.
As you're listening to this podcast, we're talking to you now. No, Chief, 4 is not enough. You're part of the problem. Please.
It's not good. It's not good. Let's see. No, Ropa's good. She's got many there on the thing.
Fox is on 0, bruh.
Yeah, that's but
why. Fox used to have posts. No. Fox, I don't know. Maybe Fox is rebranding or something, but I know he used to have.
He's rebranding.
I think he's rebranding. But
let me see what else is here. Ansoff has 16. I'm not sure if 16 over a period of God knows how long is sufficient.
Yeah, no, that's kind of young. I think at this point, if you've been on IG since 2015, I think you should have at least 50 posts.
Yeah.
At least 50. I think that would be the benchmark. At least 50, fam. Because I know I've got a few villains here, but it's just that I'll go through like DMs one by one to see. Sandra, 5 posts.
Guilty.
Unacceptable.
So the CEO of Instagram says, Uguti, that's why they don't have anything to add to the feed. But in my...
Tandani 0. I'm sorry, but I'm done. See, I'm going to go after the pod. Just go through all of these people's Instagrams on some Hanani one. Like, like, so we've until the CEO has a point.
Abanye are rebranding, or Abanye maybe that's their brand is to be minimalistic, right? To have a minimalistic page.
Yes.
Angas. But anyways, so back to what I was actually trying to say.
What were you saying?
You guys got Tabo worked up. He interrupted me speaking.
No, Brian. Like this is vexing. I didn't know this was the movement. You know, I didn't know. Like I've cleaned up, so I used to have over like 100 and something posts. Like maybe let's say 110, 120 posts. Then on a certain day, I came and I cleaned up my IG, and I went down to like 20. And I was like, right, we're building. So that makes sense. You know, like if I will post occasionally. I think I'm good for at least a post every other month or whatever, right? But maybe I'm also part of the problem because again, I think that's what people.
You're also not posting frequently enough.
No, I think it's once a month is fine. Once a month or every other month, I think is decent, right? Over a span of like 7 years, that's decent, right? But like. No, what some people are doing is just wrong, man. Like, this is kind of my advertisements.
Yeah, so so it's because of that they now need to fill up the feed with other content. So that's why they're now showing us content creators and advertisements and whatever. But in my defense, I'm like, well, the reason why people stopped posting on their feed was because they changed things around. The algorithm wasn't showing us their posts anymore, so it was no longer chronological. It was now most popular.
So you're still blaming IG for this?
I am still blaming IG. I think people started posting pictures to their stories and stuff like that when it became clear ukuthi people won't see them if they're on the feed. Whereas maybe if they're in the stories,
okay,
then kungconywana. I think.
Okay, fair enough. I've just seen Landis. Landis was on 15. That's a lie. I need to also talk to him and be like, But I think you're right. The fact that, I mean, if people are that vain, they're not going to see me. And because I'm pretty sure people's stories get a lot more traction. Because I think for example, for me, if I post a picture on the timeline, I'll get probably, let's say, 100 views. Whereas on my story, I'll get closer to 200 views. Right. So I think it's just one of those things where people will check out stories more, maybe because it's faster. Because also, I don't even scroll on IG anymore. Ever since they changed the order and shit like that, I can only scroll.
Yeah, just like what's the point?
6 posts deep. Like I go 6 posts deep and I get bored. I'm like, nah. But with stories, I can get through, I think, like 10 or 15 people somewhere there.
And it goes, you go through a lot, right?
Get through about 10 or 15.
Everyone should be like her. Everyone should be like our friend of the podcast, Malaika Diva, Nat. Without checking her IG table, do you know how many photos she has on her feed?
Without checking her IG,
if you have to guess.
If I'm guessing, and again, I promise you guys, I'm guessing. Nah, this is a lot of pressure. I would say Nat has 1,000 plus posts.
You're right, but try get close to the amount. Try get close.
Okay, I'll just go with like 1.2, 1,200.
Okay, you're a bit far off.
What is it?
You need to go higher by another 1,000.
Oh, what? No ways.
I'm not lying, dog.
Nah, hold on. No freaking way.
That's how you should use Instagram. That is how Instagram was intended to be used. Plus stories.
Holy shit, 2,047 posts, fam. I mean, it is. No, it's a great page. It's a great page. She's always doing stuff. She's out and about. She's traveling, podcast. So okay. Like, yeah, but guys, no, Nat is the standard. 6 foot weights has confirmed it. That's the standard. I'm sure she's been on IG for, let's give her, 10 years. So that's pretty fair. That is pretty fair at the end of the day.
Because we're looking at about, if we say 10 years, if it has been 10 years, then we're looking at about 200 posts a year. Which isn't too... That's not bad. Like, if you go and you experience...
And some of these, you could post like 4 pictures on the same...
Yeah, like, right? You go away for a weekend and then you take 5 pictures and then... Or maybe you post 5 pictures from that weekend and they're all like there and they're cool.
And she's also posting like, Girl in Skies content and stuff like that. So it adds up. So...
Yeah, that's the benchmark we should all aspire to.
I know, Siabo. Like, I know 2K is it. Now I'm curious about Oli's timeline and how many posts.
You have to divide that by 41. Quite a bit.
41 is it's not.
She needs to bring that average up.
Yeah, she
needs to bring that number.
She needs to, nah, we need a bit more effort from you, Oli. We need you to do better, bro. As is. He's the team, bro. He's the team.
Let's look at other listeners of the podcast. Let's look at what Ayanda is at. Pixing. Okay, it's not too bad. It's 91.
Should be focused on a fantasy team and not that thing that she was doing last year. Speaking of, guys, we're gonna have another season, 6 foot weights fantasy league. We'll put out the code on next week's episode, or we'll put it on Twitter, but we'll read it out on. So set up your fantasy teams. Season is around the corner, so we'll put out the code on next week's episode, and let's have some fun. Ayanda, please do better. Please, please. please forgive Zama this time. Zama this
Last
time.
one to name and shame. I'm not sure how far Indabs is at. Let's see how far Indabs. Oh, Indabs good. Indabs good.
Oh, he's good.
Nah, he's good. He's good. He's got a decent number.
Today we're the Instagram police, Bazalane. Please.
Yes.
You know, again,
you
if you're
guys
one
are
of
ruining
those
the app.
minimalists, come and tell us in the DMs or publicly, add us on Twitter and explain why you've ruined the experience on IG for the rest of us. Give us a justification.
Side note.
Because
A question
unacceptable.
before we move on. Do you think that stories provide a certain comfort in the sense that they're disappearing pictures, whereas once on your page is like permanent?
Yeah, I think stories is for those pictures where you don't even want it to be seen over a span of 24 hours. In, you know, maybe it's not the best, because I think now the standard for posts is like it needs to be really amazing.
It's
you know, in terms of
high,
where
dog.
I am,
Oh, it's
or I need to
high.
look sexy. Like, so I think the standard of what a post should be has definitely gone up, because if you look at my archives, right? If I go through my archives of my some of the posts that I archived from way back, from like 2015, 2016 and stuff, those are like, check, that is not on brand with me today. Yeah, well, because also phones have gotten better, so some of the pictures are not as good. So it's just, can't have that on IG, you know? So what was the standard, 5 to 10 years ago is changed dramatically because of how good our phones are today. Yeah, well, so I think that's another thing why people have reduced. It must be an occasion when you post.
Yeah, like it must be one where I'm like, yeah, this can sit on my page for a bit.
Unless you're beautiful all the time, then it's like, no, like fire upon them. It's I think it's a very straightforward thing. We proper with abantu baningi babi, so confidence and I say. So before you could be like, no, hey, I've got an Android, but then now the Androids are slapping, so you can't even play your phone anymore. You're just acting now. Lots of people is,
You know what? There's I wonder if there's a correlation between these three things. One, the phone that you buy or the phone that you're using, with does it increase your Instagram posting levels? I always wonder if that's also a case. And two, whether when you're living in a nice scenic place, let's say you move from, nothing against my hometown, I love Blues, but let's say you live in Blues and then you move to freaking, I don't know, Cape Town. Cape Town's a beautiful city. Then you start living in Cape Town. I wonder if there's a difference in the posting between, like those are little things that I think should be studied.
There's someone that I suspect now. I'm just looking for his profile. Fuck, what's his name, man?
What's his name?
No. He's using his like middle name. What's Roy's middle name?
Oh, the sensei.
Yes. No, Diboneng. So
Hey, that's another
I don't know if
one.
that's his middle name or not. But right, yeah, well, he's now on 13 posts. So when he used to live in Cape Town, filled up, all we would see is Roy shirtless climbing up a mountain. That was his whole TL. But he's moved.
Be by the
doesn't
beach
live
and
in a city as beautiful as Cape Town anymore, and Auxelalut. Nix, it's barely anything. So I think, yeah, your theory has credence, Mr. Moyo. Wuti, some people are like, I can't post this. Like you said, the standard has been raised. The standard is, I think it's a multi-factor issue that we're dealing with. We're dealing with IG ghosts. We're dealing with higher standards. And we're dealing with a below par user experience on the app itself.
Yes.
So I think maybe we can work on an email to the CEO after the pod. Some joke.
we've conducted a study.
Yes. This is what our analysis it shows us at the end of the day. So yeah, but anyway, Mr. Moy, let's move on. There's a couple of things that we need to rush into. Oh yes, I was gonna say, I wanted to touch on Black Panther. I'll check the account because I feel like someone said something about Black Panther, but So I watched this movie. Have you seen Shang-Chi?
No, I have not.
Okay, you should
Should
watch it.
probably.
It's a really,
Is it good? Is
it's a
it
really good movie. It really is.
okay?
It's
I'll
on
watch
Disney
it.
Plus.
I'll
It's a really good. It's a really
okay
good
now.
movie, or you can just stream it. Um, so the reason why I was asking, right, was just because I was watching the movie, and obviously the chat that we had about Black Panther popped up in my head, right? In terms of why is it okay with these African Americans can get leading roles as Africans and no one makes any noise about it, yet the real Africans are just supporting characters on the side, not really the focus of the movie. They can easily be replaced, blah 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 blah. Whereas if you watch Shang-Chi, right, it's based in China and Chinese law, right? So
Yeah.
even the lead, the guy who plays Shang-Chi, I'm assuming he's an American or Canadian. He's a North American, right? In terms of probably passport, accent, everything. So when he speaks English, you think it's an American, right? But fluent speaker in what? In Mandarin. Yeah. And there was even that was a thing in the movie where there was that expectation that an individual would be able to speak Mandarin. And then one of the supporting characters, her role in the movie was, oh no, I don't speak Mandarin. It's really terrible. Like my Mandarin is really, really terrible. My bad. I'm just an American girl, Asian American girl now, right? But that was her role in the movie for comedic relief.
Yeah.
Everybody else was literally a fluent speaker in Mandarin. And it's
Mandarin.
and I tried to imagine, if they got a bunch of Asians, right? Or even what I can't even make the African equivalent. If they got a bunch of Japanese folks or Korean folks and had them pretend to be Chinese in speaking roles, like if you're extras is cool, whatever, right? But we're talking leads, dude. Leads in the Shang-Chi movie. I think China would have started a nuclear war. Like, and people, non-Chinese people, and that's the part that kills me. Non-Chinese people would also have been vexed. She'd be like, hey, why couldn't you find actual Chinese people to no. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why, we all know that would have happened, but for Black Panther, why was Chadwick Boseman, even though, yes, he did a good job, I am mad at it, but why was he okay as the lead? Why was that cool for someone who does not speak Xhosa at all? And again, if Xhosa is a hard language, bro. I'm an Nguni guy. Even I'm like, hey,
I find Xhosa difficult.
Even ourselves were like, hey, in Manawo,
Yeah.
right? But then, the producers and the directors of the movie are going to be like, yeah, we're going to pick Xhosa as the language. Yet, in terms of geography, Wakanda is an East African nation. In terms of geography in the comic books, even in the movies, they put it in East Africa, right? So why didn't you
They've been
make Swahili
better served. Yeah.
Or if you're gonna get West African actors because again, Nollywood has come up big. There's some really good, genuinely good Nollywood actors, or Nigerians who speak Nigerian languages, or West Africans who speak West African languages, who have gone to acting school in America, have the American accent that you want for when they speak English, are really good actors, and they speak Yoruba or they speak Tree or Twi or whatever. I can't remember the name of the languages. You could have done that. You could have done that. But it's just like, no, let's pick Xhosa because Xhosa sounds nice, right? And then let's throw in Lola. And I'm just like, I don't know. It just, for me, it just sucks. It really sucks.
Who was it?
One of our,
No, I was just saying, one of our listeners actually pointed out to me, I think it was Kutsai. He'll correct me if I'm wrong, if it was you. I think it was. But I think he did say, Guti, John Gunn is the one who insisted. I think their approach was to do the Hollywood gibberish thing. That was the initial thing. So they're just going to do a weird accent and then gibberish. I think John Gunny then came and said, no, well, if you're going to do this, then let's actually speak a language and let's speak my language. I'm happy to teach you certain words. I think that was the approach. If I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think what they didn't do, and Hollywood does that a lot, but they didn't back themselves to market the film without a black Hollywood face. I think they really could have taken that approach where you get like an unknown African actor or a relatively
Even
known.
John Gunny's son is a fantastic actor.
But he's not as
Right?
blockbuster as
Yeah,
Chadwick
he's
Boseman,
not. He's not
right?
as blockbuster, but like you could have put people around him that would be. So, like
And
for
then,
example,
yeah.
the Michael B. Jordan character made complete sense. Why
You
he's
leave him
Xhosa
as he
son.
is.
Complete sense. He grew up in America, right? So, done, dusted, no issues with his character, right? So now you have Michael B. Jordan. That's a celebrity. That's a blackface that you can sell. And again, Chadwick Boseman said that. If, in all honesty, I didn't even know who he was before becoming Black Panther. He had done like not
Really?
indie movies, but like these Oscar-winning type of movies. He's more.
Yeah,
he's very
he's-
performative. You know, like he's that type of guy. He wasn't on any blockbuster movie. Like he's not a Tom Cruise, right? He's not a Tom Cruise.
No, he wasn't
He's
bigger
not
than Michael
a
B. Jordan.
Ryan Reynolds. He wasn't even Michael B. Jordan's level in terms of popularity, right? So
Yes.
again, Chadwick Boseman was a great actor in terms of the craft of acting. Fantastic. I get why they picked him, but again, you could have gone with John Gunny's son. He did a fantastic job in the first scene, the first first 10 minutes of the movie when we're in San Francisco and they kill the other dude and whatever, right?
The other guy.
That could have been the Black Panther, dog. That could have been him.
Yeah.
And you could have literally put, if you're gonna go with Xhosa, and again, that's what I'm saying. It didn't have to be Xhosa. Like, and again, they could have taken John Connie's point, like, yeah, you know what? Let's use an African language, but we're not gonna do Xhosa.
Yeah.
Let's do
Could have
Yoruba.
put
Let's
in-
do Swahili. Let's do this and that because we can get more East African actors that are gonna be comfortable and like, come on, like, that's where for me, it's like, if the rest of Hollywood didn't care, right, about the demographics in Asia, and again, what hurts even more is, again, if Wakanda was in Egypt, they would have wanted someone with Egyptian origin. That's the part that hurts me the most. Uti, there's that separation between North Africa and the rest of Africa in terms of how those guys are treated. Those guys get better treated in terms of that representation. Oh, you're from Egypt and Egyptian culture, pyramids, hieroglyphics, la 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 la. They would have never gotten some random white actor to be an Egyptian, Lokuzen. Like if the character was Black Panther but Wakanda is in Egypt, that would have never have happened. Never. They would have
It's an
we want
attitude.
to vele
It's an
Egypt.
attitude.
But anyway, I don't know. I feel like people should, I don't know who's supposed to speak up about this, but it's just kind of like, guys, it's so poor. All right, at what point is Africa gonna
Fix it.
proper due respect? When it comes to, because it really is tantamount to appropriation at this point, where it's like, guys, give African actors some love. We know Africans are brilliant in everything that they do. We have Africans in the NBA. We have Africans in the NFL. So we know they can do whatever they put their minds to. So we know there's brilliant African actors out there. We know that. So it's not an excuse to say, no, you see the standard of acting. Fam. Africans are in those very same schools. They're in Juilliard, they're in Berkeley. They're there, fam.
Yeah.
They're paying full school fees, foot. You're taking out student loans.
75% upfront.
Cash money, bro.
Yeah. No, look, I do think ultimately at the
know.
end of the day, it's just an attitude which needs to change. Uguti, I know the audience won't know the difference between these people and what's black and what's African and what's
You might as well
Black
just
American
say
and
all
blah, blah,
black
blah.
people are the same. You might as well just throw that statement out there.
Basically.
You might as well. Because that's what you're doing. That's really what you're doing. And the way the world received the movie, same thing. The world thinks niggas is just the same. Because I know they did a fantastic job. Really, it was very authentic, African. I'm like, guys, come on. Now you're over riffing. But anyway.
No, you're over
We have to move on, Mr. Moy. Let me see what I have here. Oh yeah, did you see the Will Smith apology?
I did. I saw it. Funny thing is, when did I tweet this? It was a few weeks back. I was watching this Snoop Dogg stand-up medley on Netflix, right? So he kept inviting like a group of comedians to come through, and then I think it was like 6 of them. I think 4 of them all had a Will Smith joke. Like, don't jump on the stage. You'll get your ass whipped if you do that shit. Right? And I remember tweeting saying he's definitely coming back with either a documentary, a video, whatever, talking about how this has affected him, or he's going to do a red table talk with Jada.
With his wife.
He came out with a video. Basically, it wasn't really answering questions, but it was just sort of explaining himself, and then also saying how this has affected him, how this is a trauma point. I was just like, bro, because I think that's his brand, right? His brand is to be likable, who's vulnerable and transparent, and he speaks openly. So he was gonna come with something like that. And look, I have nothing against it. What I do think about the apology itself, he said, I've tried to reach out to Chris Rock. The apology, Chris said he'll talk when he's ready. He's not ready to do that yet. And then he's like, I'll apologize to him nonetheless on a very public platform. In my head, I was just like, okay, dude, I'm sure he's seen your apology. There's no need to then apologize to him in front of all of us. You know?
No. I think it was
critical.
important for him because the disrespect was in public. So if the disrespect is public, I think you also have to publicly apologize if you plan to apologize. So I think that was definitely necessary for him to do. But I thought, again, it was just too drama yonkele, bruh. Like, it's just like, dog. No. So it made me kind of pity him in the sense that, like, if it took,
but that's what it was intended to do.
But no. So pity him for a different reason. Because my thing is, like, if it took you this long to realize how, misguided your actions were, right, and how wrong of you it was to do what you did to Chris Rock, then the guy really is mentally ill. Like, he has genuine problems. Like, if it's taking you to this point to release that apology, because I think that's something that even the night of, or the day after should have come out, and that should have been the thing. So like, yo, because again, Senna, if you accidentally run somebody over, do you need 3 months to come back? Like, yo, when I ran over that guy, like, I'm so sorry.
4 months.
Yeah, like, it's like, bro, like, you don't need that much. If you cut 4 months, and like, that's what I would be looking at you like, right? And that's where, for me, I'm like, nah, you really need, like, proper therapy, dog, because it's a lot. And again, he has been open about it in the past, about how he never wants to disappoint anyone, and all this other childhood stuff. And it's like, okay, fair and fine, I know you're going through a lot. Celebrities do go through a lot, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know, I just felt like I was kind of numb to the apology, and I pitied him in the sense that, I know, Chief, there's a lot going on with you, fam. And if I'm Chris Rock, I wouldn't even bother. I'd like, yeah, sure, apology accepted, but I'm not fucking with you ever, like, you're dead to me type of thing. I wouldn't even bother. I don't want to get on the phone with you, nothing. Like, okay, you apologize, sharp, thanks, I move on with life. That would be my attitude.
Yeah.
But
okay, I don't know. A part of me made it felt a bit insincere, right?
You think so?
I don't know. Like you said, right? 4 months. 4 months is a long time, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do you wrong. I think he apologized the next day, like via like a post.
Oh yes, he did.
And then
that one was definitely the one where you're like, nigga, please, right?
And then he waited 4 months. Waited 4 months and then came back on. It felt like an image cleaning exercise. I felt like a PR stunt in a way. But anyways, he did say that he was explaining. He took the opportunity to explain a few things. Apologized to Chris's mother. Apologized to his wife as well. Apologized to Tony Rock and a whole bunch of people who were hurt by the whole thing. So maybe he felt it necessary to just put context into it. In my head, it was just like, right, my guy, just channel like you're maybe I'm also being a bit too harsh on him because I don't get it.
I think
it
think
felt
it's definitely
performative.
the big reason for me to apologize, to have him apologize publicly, was because again his fans and the public needed to know what he did was wrong, because there's too many people who were still walking around like, yeah, no, hey, protect your
Okay.
wife, hey, nkwe. No, nigga, like that's not how you act, right? That's not right at the end of the
Okay.
day. Like that's, you know, that just shows Uguti, you're not the cognitive functions in your mind are not set up properly for your age. If that's what you resort to,
Okay.
you know, if someone is verbally assaulting you, there's ways to if you see it as verbal assault, there's 4 or 5 different things you can do before you result in violence, because again, you're not in danger. I think violence is only
Yeah,
justified
true.
when you
That
feel
is
self-defense, like, no, I felt like I was in danger, so, you know, put hands on the guy, right? But he was not. He wasn't in danger. And you could have handled that a bunch of different ways and still had Chris Rock, you know, apologize publicly, or even go when he walked up, whispers in his ear like, no, chief, honestly, this is not stopping for me. I'm finding it really, really hard to deal with your jokes. Please change the subject. I'm sure Chris would have even apologized in the spot there. You know, like, oh, listen, that's not where I'm trying to go. Da 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 da. Move on, right? And that's what I'm saying. With like, it's a problem. If you feel like what Will Smith did was justified, I think you know you need to re-evaluate a lot of things about yourself, because that's not the way
No, that's
to deal with
100%.
things. And you'll get yourself into tight
That's not a way
situations.
to solve problems.
You know, because what if Chris started
The funny
swinging
thing
back?
is-
and they were cuts. Like, it's like, bro,
and
nah.
If I took that exact same joke with context, because apparently there's some context into some things Chris Rock said before. I take that exact same joke with the exact same context, that exact same moment, and it's not Chris Rock and it's The Rock. I'm telling you, he's not going up there to beat him up. That was a bullying moment, right?
Yeah.
So now the bully realized that, oh, actually, no one will think I'm cool with defending my wife's honor if I'm being a bully. If it's The Rock, you know that The Rock is gonna whip your candy ass as he would say on WWE, right?
No, honestly, I wish he did, because the Rock would have actually, you know, beat the shit out of him on stage. Like I think there's a word for it. I heard it today actually. It's like an illness or a syndrome or whatever, where, you know, because you can't beat up the bully or address the bully the way that you want to, you then pick on someone else. Like, you want to relieve that stress on someone
Pick on
else.
someone.
Like in families, if your mom is stressing the hell out of you or beating you or whatever, typically you will now take it out on your siblings, you know, and be violent towards your siblings, because you can do that to them, but you can't do that to your mom. You know, like that, those type of things. I think, you know, he needs help, bro.
Even in high school, there's a certain one who got clapped in high school for. I'm not gonna mention names or anything, but a certain guy who got clapped in high school for telling a joke which the class had told 100 times over in the exact same term, in the exact same way, and possibly a few times on that day, right? But because the guy who was being choked and made fun of saw that, no, when I delela, you personally, anyone else, yeah, I can weigh up my options. One I can hit me.
What's the joke? What was the joke?
Huh?
What was the joke?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
What was the joke?
I'll tell you off
and I'll remember.
Nah,
I
Jack.
remember
Nah,
this joke.
Jack.
Give me an obscure hint, something that only guys from.
Nah.
Because you're not outing.
Nah. Tell you off. But anyways,
you're not outing.
I'm not. But then the other guys who are in our stream would immediately.
He could be like, but it still stays.
Outside.
Dude, it still stays within the family. It's not like you're telling random strangers.
Potentially,
they won't get it. They still won't get it.
There was a guy. He was tall, dark, and there was another guy who kept making fun of him about that. And then there's one day, got up. Everyone been saying it. Then this one skinny guy said it, and then he lost
Okay,
his
now I
shit.
remember. Okay, no.
He
Nah,
went
nah,
and
so,
grabbed it.
so if I'm not mistaken, the joke was about complexion, right?
Potentially, yes.
What do you mean potentially? Yes.
Tabo, when you want me to keep saying, anyways, that's my lawyer language.
Oh my god. To be fair, a lot of people in high school got teased about how dark they were. You know, like I'm thinking about it. There were quite
Yes.
at least 3 or 4 people. Yo, bruh. Like
Colorism, guys.
yo,
Colorism
you know when you think
started
of
a long time ago.
those jokes used to slap. Though. Some of those like it's like this is so bad.
No, bro.
It's
Like,
funny as fuck.
to be honest, we should have a segment one day just about high school chogaring, like the psychological effects of that.
But you know what?
Because
everybody had the smoke though. I got made fun of. You got made fun of. Like I can't
True.
think of anyone right now who pops
True.
into my mind who they like everybody got made fun of about something, you know, and that allowed me not to feel
yeah, but Tabo
any type of way about people making fun of
left
me.
out. Yes. But some people got it worse than others.
Okay, yes, definitely.
Like there were people who were
we had
chokered
some top
every day,
performers,
bro.
right? We did have some top performers where
The top performer.
no, where it's like it was your teeth, it was your complexion, it could have been your hair, it could have been your ears, you know, it could have been the fact that you're
Could have
thin,
been acne, bro.
you know, like like,
Bro, you're going through acne. You're a teenager and you got pimples on your face and people are choring you about that. Like, I think back and I'm like, no, guys, we were like some terrible motherfuckers. And then the fights would erupt when the wrong person would say the same thing everyone's been saying, and then they'd catch hands.
Oh yeah, that actually happened to me once. I died for that once. You know, like
What do you mean?
No. So for literally, you see, me, I'm not bound to call people out. You remember, what was that Mkarat? Who used? Yeah. So obviously,
Yes, I remember
in high school,
you.
people used to make fun of death, right? Because they.
Tabo's got no tech. Tabo will name and shame.
It's just pop. So I don't remember well. I don't remember well. But the issue was that it kind of like it was shaped like a rock, right? Like no. Like it was something along those lines. So everybody had jokes. Everybody had jokes.
You're not scared to catch hands anymore.
No. I know. So cool. I'm good now. I'm good. Like, so it's no longer high school me, fam. But pretty much, you know, my man used to get made fun of, and again, it's high school, bro. It happened to everybody. My man used to get fun of because your head is like a rock or whatever, and like the jokes, and so this is what happened. This was fucked up, right? When we were I think we were in science, and it's me. There's Hughes, there's Limzo, and I think Blessing, and a couple other guys, right? So these ones are throwing jokes. It was an everyday thing. Said but the thing is, obviously, no one made fun of him whilst he was there in his face, or like there was protection of a teacher, like there was all this other stuff, right? So people were calling him like Rocky Balboa, like all these like weird. It was no, Limzo was proper disrespectful, bro. So Dale is built. This guy goes to the gym. What high school kid is actually going to the gym in Form 1, Form 2? So like, literally,
Yeah.
he's built. Like he's a strong guy, and everyone's like, oh shit, like this guy is strong as fuck, right? So everyone was scared of him. Limzo is a thin guy. He's like a tallish, lanky guy. You know, he's the opposite of Dale. And Limzo would let those jokes rip,
Yeah.
bro. Like you're crying tears, fam. Like
Okay.
it was proper tears. And one day, I don't know what it was. Like we were making fun of the urn in the class. People like joking, all this other shit. And then I guess maybe I said it too loudly or something like that. I don't know what happened. So these ones are making. So I think Limzo jumped in with a joke involving his mom, right? Again, it wasn't offensive to his mom. It was like something along the lines of, "Hey, Bagiti, you know, sorry, we feel sorry for your mom, carrying you, like it must have been rough, blah blah blah. So again, it wasn't necessarily offensive to his mom, but it's still directed at him. And then I jumped in, and I was like, so you know how like when you're driving, on the highway, there's those trucks that carry like a bulldozer or something like that, right? They usually have a sign on those which say abnormal load. Yeah. So me now, I said, your queen is probably walking around with the sign that said literally abnormal load. So now niggas are now dying, bro. And I don't know what it was. I think why I did it, because again, I was a pretty, I wasn't a rah type of guy. So compared to other.
Also, you're a cheese boy.
Yeah, I'm a cheese boy. So literally,
so you don't look like you have. You don't look like you have backup.
No.
You don't look like you have backup.
I wasn't. I wasn't a kid. Like one of those guys. Yeah, I've got a big brother. Wait. There was no backup. It was just me and my books. That was it. So my man hears this, and then I don't know what happened. I can't remember what happened clearly. And then next thing, he's like, yo, I'm going to fuck you up after class. I'm like, yo. And then these niggas, being the dickheads that they are, they leave me out to dry. So these girls go quiet. As if they just haven't been roasting this guy for the past 10 minutes. And I'm just sitting there like, yo, I'm going to get beaten up for Mahara, bro. No one is coming to my aid. So literally, it was one of those things where I was like, nah, but like, listen, I was joking, my bad. Like, I'm like, no,
sorry.
Like, sorry, all right. He's like, okay, fine. I'm gonna give you one punch in your gut, and then we'll call it a day. And I was like, all right, fine. You know what? I'll take a punch in my gut. And then I literally stood there. This guy punched me in my gut. First of all, it wasn't
for
real. No, but I took it. I took it like a man. Tensed my stomach, and I took it like a man. And I was like, okay, cool, we're done. The beef is over. And the beef, I mean, to his credit, he kept his word. The beef was over. I used to get so unlucky with Dale. So we were in RE, yeah, and then people were like, what were they throwing? I think we were like spitballing or I don't know, whatever. We put a piece of paper in your ever sharp item. Like yeah. So I did that, and then accidentally flew and hit Dale. And then everyone was like, turns around, and he's like, yo, who the fuck hit me with this? And then everyone obviously rats me out. And then he's like, alright, cool, no, me and you are fighting after class. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I literally felt like I was living Everybody Hates Chris. That's the live.
Side note, was this before or after the video of him beating up that guy?
I think it was probably after, because this was like Form 2.
Because the stock went up. His
stock went up when that video was public. It was on everybody's phone, and then so after class now, everyone's like, there's beef. My poster's gonna be fighting Hughes. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck. I don't know how to fight. Like, I'm not going to fight. Like, that's not me, fam. That's not my brand. That's not what I do. I'm just a normal high school kid. So now I'm just like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Do I go to the teacher? But then also, I think this was after, when it was prize giving, and then Twai was chasing Kaseke. He had hands for Kaseke after like speech night and all this. So again, Dale had like good hype around him, bro. People, he's Form 2, and he had a upper 6 prefect scared shitless. Like, it was funny, the funniest shit, bro. That guy, like, he needs to write a book. Like, he's on his level. So me, I'm like, you know what? Me, I don't want the smoke. I'm gonna try and like, use my mouth to, like try to talk things out and just be like, Chief, let's figure things out. Luckily, so now class ends. I'm like, fuck. The one class I never wanted to end in my life. We're out. Ones are like, right, the beef is starting. And then as soon as we come out, Dale is now coming towards me and he's pushing me. So then I think I either pushed him back or I don't know, I squared up or something like that, but it was about to go down, yeah? And again, like an angel descending from the skies. You know, outside
Yeah.
Where Bone's classroom was, and there was Chingwere's classroom. There's that space in between. That's where we were. And then you see where you're going from where we had French with Lamini to the computer classes. Pezzo upstairs. There's that bridge item where you can just stand and see. Hey, Mhlonga was there. So now Mhlonga sees a fight is about to break out. And that was my angel. And I looked and I say, and I hear someone say, hey, you boys. And I'm like, I was cutting. And then I see
Oh no, Fefe, thank God.
I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. So then now Mhlonga tunes, come here. Fada, come here. So we go up the steps. And then on the way to Mhlonga, he looks at me, he's like, yo, if you want to square this beef, tell him we were just playing around. Don't snitch. And I did my calculations and like, you know what? Do I want smoke with Mhlonga or do I want smoke with Dale? Right? So I was like, you know what? Let me go with smoke with Mhlonga. Let me agree, you know. So I was like, okay, cool, Dale. I'll say that we were just playing around. It was nothing serious. Then, so we tell Mhlonga the story. Mhlonga looks at us like, Fada, you think I'm stupid, Fada? Eh? And I was like, no, sir, like we were actually just messing around. So, okay. Then, again, my luck had run out. Guess who walks past? Fury. The head boy of the school is walking past.
Yes.
Then Mhlonga goes, Fury, come here. Okay, comes here. Yes, sir, how can I help you? These boys were fighting. Take them to Mwomba. I'm like, fuck. I'd been jacked by Mwomba like a few weeks before. And like the bruise is still there, dog. And I'm just like, why? Literally, bro, I'm Pilis, everybody hates it. That was my life. That was literally my life. So we go to Mwomba. I got 3. I think he got like 5. Because obviously Dale had a rep. So
He a repeat offender.
Mr. Use your back in my office. Late. And then you write your name in the book. I got 3 cuts. I think he got 5. I don't think he got 6. But yeah, that was it. That don't knows a lot, bro. That don't knows a lot. But yeah, no, high school.
So
again,
the story at the end of the day.
Traumas, guys. We all have our own traumas. That's the point of all of this. It's shit that we've all gone through, and you just have to come out on the other side better for it. Like Agula choice, bruh.
Don't be the wrong guy saying the wrong thing at the wrong time.
No, me, I lost a speaker. That was my problem. Like, you can't last a speaker and not be able to fight. So I sorted that out. I can fight now. Like, it's okay. I can hold my own, and I'm happy to still last a speaker now.
We give thanks.
But or at least I have money to now get goons. I've got backup now. So if it doesn't work, I'll pay for backup. We'll figure out.
That was such a weird thing, though. The whole backup thing was actually so strange.
Nah,
they were literally guys who are untouchable because
I really like in high school. I wished, bro. I would.
I think there were guys who were
like,
bluffing.
why don't
though.
I have a big brother? I wish so hard for a big brother, bro. Like people who have big, like Ulokuzin, playing said Rio, and it's like, bro, it's especially if your brother is just like, also just like beef, bro. You know, it's just really I'm ready to fight anytime. It's like, bro. Fuck, I wish I had someone like that.
I was actually lucky in the sense that I had 3 things that used to go my way. So the first was that I had an older sister. So all the prefects.
Oh, the niggas wanted to make nice with you because
so they were really cool. They were really cool.
Oh my god.
And on top of that I had Prof. Prof was in lower 6. So Prof was like quiet, and you know how Prof is like quiet and he's like big, and you don't really know, like no one ever knew like what's that guy?
Yeah.
What's that guy?
Quiet guys, you never know, bro. You never know.
And then he just like, oh no, that's my brother. And then okay, I know that's Clemens, but okay, let's not. I don't know what he's capable of.
No, me, I only got protection. Or you know, like my stock only came up when Tiki was now a cop. That's when I was like, alright, motherfuckers, let's go.
So we're on.
No, but before that, it was peak, dog. Before that, it was peak for me. I had nothing, I had no one. You know, just my boys that came with from Whitestone. And That was it.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That was all I had, fam.
Who are you gonna
That
ask?
was
Me
all
and
I had.
Tembani.
Bruh, you, Timbani, White Boys, Raymondi. That was all. That was it, bro. That was the squad. That was my backup, and I was, yeah. It was peak. It was peak. But anyway, Mr. Moy, let's move into Siazama. Let's wrap this up.
Yes.
I saw a quick tweet from a listener, a Guid Papi. That's funny. Oh, okay, that's not he quoted. That's a different person. So I guess his name is Kuda. He says that, so he told us, he translated what coral water was, but by this point we figured it out, right? The sugar water solution. But he says his list, I wanted you to critique his list of top Mazoe flavors ranked. He put in, did you know that there was a lime flavor? I had no clue that there was a lime flavor. And apparently mango's new. I haven't tried that one. But he says number 1, blackberry.
Okay.
So I agree with number 1. Number 2, orange crush. Like I said, I don't, where people rank orange crush, I'm never mad at it. I know it's usually, towards the top. Number 3, cream soda. I have a very, very big problem with that. Then
Yes.
number 4, raspberry.
I've told you that cream soda's up there, bro.
Okay. Also, his numbering is weird because he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6.
So it's probably just like a piece of.
Or maybe he
repetition.
says, maybe it means raspberry and peach are tied for number 4. I don't know, but raspberry for me would go under peach. So for me, it would be blackberry or blackcurrant, orange. No, blackcurrant, peach, and then Mazoe orange, and then the rest you can put in any other order. But that's for me. That's how it should be. But what do you think?
I have orange at the top.
Okay.
I've got cream soda second.
Mm-hmm.
I've got blackberry third. I've got peach fourth.
Cream soda second.
And yeah, definitely 100%.
You're
That
also
thing
a
is
psychopath.
laced. And then what's the other one? I think I've only tried 5. The other ones I
Raspberry.
haven't- Yeah, I have raspberry fifth. The other ones I've never really tried. I've had peach, although I didn't really rate peach that high.
So, okay, cool. So yeah, I guess we can move into Siazama.
How do you rank it? By the way, you said blackberry.
I say blackberry, peach, and then Mazoe orange.
Yeah, okay. I think you need
Cream
to
soda
try.
at bottom barrel.
Just try cream soda one more time.
Nah. Really, I think of it and I on a gag. Nah, not for me. But I think I've seen this guy before. Anyway, I didn't even know he was Zimbabwean. So we got a Siazama, and this gent says, "Hola, machita." Thoughts on Arnold Chiusa being cast as T'Challa, and I've just looked him up now. So his basic look who's in. He was like a Don guy, but his basic bio says he's a Zimbabwean actor known.
Can you say
for
that again,
playing-
Tab?
What? His name?
Yeah.
Don guy.
When you were criticizing me for how I pronounce Shona names, what's this?
Wait. Is it Don guy? Is how you say it?
Isn't the T in Shona is not like the way it is in Ndebele?
Okay, so what? Like Tongai?
That's how you were telling me to pronounce it.
To be honest, I've never heard a Shona speaker say this word. I only hear about David. So there's a singer, right? There's an artist. Tongai something, is it?
No, because it was kind. What did I say? Did I say it was?
No. You said
it was when I say
Masakadza. So like
like Masakadza, and then you were telling me
no.
it's not.
That's-
and then you said it's Masakadza, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Then you were like, "Sen, I say Tatenda." I'm like, do you say Tatenda? I'm like, oh no, it's Tatenda. So I'm
Okay,
just
fine.
I'm
Fair
just
enough.
applying.
Fair enough. Yes. So I guess it's Tongai. I don't know. We'll have
But
our China listeners
anyways,
correct us.
isn't
Is it a
he
hard
the guy who
tea or
acted
a
in?
light one? Acted in?
Isn't he the guy who acted in Mr. Bones?
Yes, exactly him.
The second
Exactly him. So he was saying that he's best known for playing Man Friday on NBC's Caruso television series, father of Nicholas on the Jim Gaffigan show, and also he was Hercule on Leon Schuster's Mr. Bones 2. So yeah, just decent IMDb profile, right? But what the guy says is like, what was thoughts on that guy being T'Challa, and he's saying he's not a native Xhosa speaker, but still he's an African, coming up in Hollywood. And again, I wouldn't be mad at it. Like, let's start with the basics, which is let's get an African through the door. Let's start there. Oguti native Xhosa speaker. No, let's we can figure that shit out later.
But let's start. I wouldn't even mind. I wouldn't even mind if he spoke Shona.
Yeah.
And the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's still an African language, which I think is more authentic than trying to have an American. Like, I think the funniest thing was trying to have an American speak in Xhosa, and they always butcher it, and the accent's a bit weird.
What's his name, man? Ah, crap! I forget what.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael, yeah. What was his dad's name? What did he say? Nganiga Njobu. Yo, right. Like
but the only problem is unfortunately, that only bothers Southern Africa.
Yeah,
everyone else
exactly
in the world
what I was gonna say.
is fine with it.
It bothers us because we know. That's why I was like, I'd rather make it Swahili, because then I could just be like, oh, okay, cool. I guess that's what it's meant to sound like, even though we would still be able to tell that it's a bad accent, but it sucks because we know exactly what it's meant to sound like. So then, to us, it's like when we try to make fun of like West Africans or whatever to try and do a West African accent, we sound as terrible, as an American, and they're just like, oh my god, maybe if they did do a West African language, there would be more outcry because West Africans would be like, let's shine, what's dead. But obviously, we kept quiet. I'm like, it's cool. It is what it is. But anyway, he goes on to say, also, Tabo, I think you need to chill on Chelsea. Koulibaly has been the best in his position. Before, he's literally top 5 to 10 centre backs in the world. I don't know about that, but let's see. I'm an optimist. Plus, with the American owners, you guys are gonna have to adjust. Speaking as a Gunner, I don't hate on Chelsea's checkbook approach. My only issue is the revolving door that you guys have for coaches. Kind of bad for the sport. Every coach needs time. For example, it took Ferguson 3 to 4 years to turn United into the greats that they became. Legacies take time to build.
I hate that argument.
Me too.
I hate that argument. That Ferguson argument is the reason why.
Exactly.
No,
there's a reason why coaches stay in the job too long.
Sometimes, but at United we take it too far, and we take it to an extent where we're not even looking forward to someone who's coming in with their own ideas. We're just looking for the next Ferguson.
Yeah,
like we didn't get Conte. Like, I think that frustrated me so much when it was clear that Ole's going to go. Right, it was clear he was going to leave, regardless of whether or not you think he was going to turn it around. After the Liverpool game, it was clear that he's going. Right, no way you turned around after 5-0 at home to Liverpool. Conte was available, and the United guys were like, no, he's not the right fit. Like, what do you mean he's not the right fit? Like, go get the guy, and if he's a winner, he'll win. Right? You're still looking for the next Ferguson. We're going to be stuck with managers who may not be right up there in terms of quality.
Okay.
But anyways.
Yeah, I think, for me, it's just, I think Chelsea has already set the bar in terms of you can have the revolving door and you can be successful. So yes, the coaches don't build a legacy, but guess what? The team did. The team has a legacy of winning. So only the greats like Jose Mourinho can build a legacy at Chelsea. But that's neither here nor there. I have to keep it moving in the what is it called, in the what of time. Oh man, we need to discuss this DM that we got a few weeks ago, off air. But
What does it say?
No, I can't read it out loud because we need to figure out what we're gonna do with that one. But
Okay.
I have a wild one. Hold on to your seats. So this Siyazama, Mr. Moy, says it's a question.
Okay.
Looking for genuine advice. Right. So this listener of the podcast, coming all the way from America, has a toddler. Okay. He has a toddler that is 2 years old, and with the 2-year-old toddler, she likes to play with his phone, right? So he gives her the phone, she'll play games, what. Some way, somehow, said toddler went into his Snapchat and posted a video of him and the baby mama doing it onto his story.
Whoa.
And he didn't know.
Wait, this toddler's 2.
Yeah, it's toddlers too. So she was just
Okay.
pressing buttons, I'm assuming. Just doing a lot of things. Right. Two, maybe even 3.
As
I'm
toddlers
pretty sure
do.
it's 2. Yeah. So again, just doing whatever they want. Because I know like my my cousins, when they were like really, really like small, they would call like randomly, because they would go on WhatsApp, go to the call log, and what's this thing called? They'd look at people's faces. So when they'd see faces they recognized, they'd press call. So like you get like 4, 5, 6 missed calls, and you'd be like, "Hey, Bramalume, how far?" It's like, no, it's the kid. It's not me. So I think something along these lines happened. So anyway, my man posts a snippet of him getting it on with his baby mama, and that was on his Snap story for 30 minutes, and over 40 people saw it. So he got a call from one of his boys saying, "Yo, Chief, did you mean to post that? That shit is on your story." He's like, "What's on my story?" It's like, "You and Spani Bani are having sex." And then obviously he went in and he deleted that, but 40 people have seen that shit.
40 is too many, bro.
How do you handle that situation? That's the question.
You just put out a statement. There's nothing else you can do, bro. You can't. The funny thing is, someone's probably screen recorded or something.
Yeah, that's lit.
The odds of that are,
That's always
high.
my biggest fear, bro. Like you can't be doing risky things like this, bro. Gotta put my funny ways.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean by can't be doing risky things? Like you'd never record yourself doing the things.
Nah.
Okay. Okay. No.
Can't.
Fair enough. I'm asking out of curiosity. But after that, you just have to make light of the whole thing. You can't take it too seriously. You
Make
put out a
light.
young-
So now,
Yeah,
what? Okay, give me an example of what you would post after that. After you've deleted it, what do you now post?
First, I'd post a meme. Well, first I'd post a statement, right? Like, "Hey guys, sorry this happens. Apologies to everyone who saw this. It's inappropriate. You probably weren't expecting to jump on your Snapchat and see a video of myself and whoever doing the things." Then you explain what happened. Yeah, our toddler took the phone and decided to press record. We had no knowledge, and I've deleted it. Deleted as soon as I saw it. Apologies to everyone who saw it.
No, the
As
video was
for-
already there. They just were in the gallery and pressed the right buttons, I guess, to post on your story.
Oh yeah, so then you just say, "Wuti, look, I'm sorry that happened. It's a private video that got leaked by my toddler." And then after that you post a meme. It is what it is. That's how I do it, dog.
Oh no!
But first you must apologize, right? Because maybe people weren't expecting to see that. So the first is an apology. And then you make light of it and move on. You can't take it back. You can't delete it from. You can ask them to delete it, but
So now, how do you
People
tell your
might not
baby
delete
mama
it.
at that point? How do you explain to the baby mama that this has happened?
Well, if she's aware of the video, then
I mean,
let you
people
have
have
the
seen
video.
it, so you can't not say anything.
Yeah, true. I think after that, all you have to say is, "Hey, my guy, I'm sorry, this happened." And if it's her child as well, then you're like, "Hey, your child did this." You know how parents be.
Or immediately hit it with, "Hey, Bryce, your child."
Hey, bro, it's your child. Yeah, but look, I'm sorry it happened. You apologize to the peeps. You laugh about it. You move on. It's too late to take it back, unless you're like very like conservative, or you come from a very conservative background.
Yeah.
Then yeah, there you can't just laugh about it. Maybe.
Yeah. Hey.
Eesh.
Now imagine if like it was posted on your WhatsApp story, and the Reds are seeing that. Friends,
There's a funny
aunties, uncles. How do you?
That's actually
recover from that?
That's actually always my worst fear in Ubuti.
Did you remember that shit that trended on Twitter? I think it's this guy in his family. I think he posted some porn. I think he was on purpose though, or something.
Tinashe.
Yeah. Tinashe. What are you doing?
I don't think that was intentional. I don't think that was intentional.
No, man. That shit was hilarious. Like, I don't know.
I don't think that was intentional.
If
I really think that was
accidentally gets posted on WhatsApp, dog, and the fam sees that shit.
And the funny thing with me, and it's probably something I should start
That's
doing.
tough.
So there was a time I made a very easy decision not to, because I think after a certain time, or before a certain time, you hide your WhatsApp stories from some people, and
Yes.
then you add new contacts, and then you don't hide from these ones, and then you must decide whether or not they get to see or that they don't get to see. I reached a point where I was like, okay, I'm at an age now where if I'm probably hiding it from my parents, I shouldn't be posting it. You get what I mean?
But what if it's funny?
Huh?
What if it's funny as fuck?
Then I don't post it to my status. I can send it to you, Slaggy, or post it to the group or to the gents group, and we all laugh about it in there. But to my status, no, because that's like basically posting it to the public, and it becomes hard to keep track of who's blocked from viewing, who's not blocked from viewing. Then Mother's Day comes, you must unblock, and then after Mother's
No, I
Day,
mean, I have a standard locals. What I do is I have a standard list of people that is so the family, the rents and the family that I care about. There's a list that I have of them where it's like it's easy to block them. It takes 2 seconds, right? If I want to post something, I'm like, I don't really need y'all seeing this and ask. So again, it's not even like it could be like it's not risque like that, but I know like what if my mom takes it this way and
like
a
a sex joke,
let me
for
just block
example,
it.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So something
Like
like
a joke
that.
about
where
sex, right? You can't.
Yeah, I just put them on that. So I have a standard list of people that I'm like, okay, this type of post, put on the block, and I'm done. It takes me 2 seconds. It's easy. And then for other people where it's like they're the in between, right? So this could be like a colleague, it could be someone where I'm just like, I don't want you seeing what I post on a regular basis. I just don't save your number. That's it. So that's my solution. So I just don't save your number, and then I know you never see my status updates, and I don't have to worry about you. So if you're an in between, then at least it makes my life easier because now I don't have to, like you said, like it is a task to be like, okay, in this one I need to block mom, dad, and then these 2 colleagues, and then for this one I'm going to unblock everyone, and then for this one just the colleagues. Like it's just long, bro. So if I know really I don't want you to be seeing that, then I just don't save your number. So it's I make my life easy.
Okay. No, I just don't. I don't like that. That seems like a lot of work, and I'm just like, you know what? If it's funny and it's risque and it's something.
Yeah, I mean, normally if it's risky, I would just post it on IG.
I'll just post in the group.
There's no one on my IG where I'm like, oh no, this one can't see it. It's
Well,
I have a couple of
on IG.
I have 2 aunts and 2 uncles, I think, on IG, but they're just permanently blocked from viewing my stories, so it's fine.
See, what if one day you forget?
No, you
I'm
don't.
just scared. I'm
That's
just
the
scared of
setting,
that, dog.
Senna. Like I never mess with my settings on IG. They're the same. So it's been the same 4 people who are removed from seeing my
No, I mean
status
like,
for,
let's say like on WhatsApp.
years.
Let's say like
No.
Also, okay, so
I'd never
me,
forget.
I've got 2 trust
I'd
issues.
never, ever forget.
So the first one is I forget to update the settings so that these ones are blocked and these ones aren't blocked, right? And then boom, sengipostile, and then it's on my status. The second is, let us say, for example, right? Because I think we trust this technology too much sometimes. Let's just say on that one occasion the whole filter thing doesn't work. And then you think that they block and the people unblock. You think, oh, mom was blocked from seeing this. Kanti mom can see this. You know?
One of my boys actually made that mistake once where he wanted to post a hun and he wanted to set his WhatsApp. He thought he set his WhatsApp to only that hun can see. But it generally, that was his side. And then the main saw that he had posted the side. What paid him clip.
Shame, man.
Yeah.
So people
stuff
are
like
evil
that,
for that,
I would just
right?
never ever do. Never. Because like you said, technology could, whatever I'd post, even if I've blocked my family, if they saw it, if someone snitched and took a screenshot, at the end of the day, it's stuff that I can laugh off and be like, bruh, it's not that deep. I just didn't want you to see it.
It is what
So
it is.
I would never post like some really wild shit that I'd post in the group chat, for example, on my status, because I'll just post stuff and I'm like, I'd rather my parents not see that. So it's a pretty chilled filter for me. But yeah, risky stuff like that. Imagine to post a whole.
I just don't post it. You might as well, like, I just leave it as it is. Although, like, I guess, look, we're all different people. Our approaches to this thing are different. But also, this thing that men do of making sure only one person can see. Like, you think ukuthi bakupostile and it's just you who comment with emoji. That would break my heart, bro.
Bro. Nah, but I mean, women do it too, fam. Don't have.
Yeah, I think you're an MCM.
And it's just you.
Only person.
Kunzim in these streets. But anyway, Mr. Moy, I think we can leave it here.
Yeah.
We will get back to you guys about the 6-foot weights. What's this thing called? Fantasy Sports League.
Fantasy League.
Hope you guys enjoyed another episode of the pod. And yeah, like the ting, subscribe to the ting, retweet the ting, or else we are inclined to believe you are a hater. Mr. Moy?
Haters.